I grew up in church. My dad is a deacon, still at Mount Moriah down by Ware, and I grew up in church and always been around church, and I did the checking boxes like most people do. We go to church every Sunday, and after you leave there, you feel good and think you've done your part.
Yeah.
And
Been there.
and next 6 days you do what you want to do, and you don't really do what you're supposed to be doing. And it took a long time. I went through the big leagues, and we had chapel at in the big leagues. We had a chaplain come in every Sunday because we played 7 days a week. We only had 2 days off a month. I always was, in the chaplain room. I knew. I mean, I knew the book. I knew the Bible. Didn't always do the right thing. You get caught up in a lot of stuff as you go through life, and you realize once you find Jesus that the things you did you're not proud of, and it took me 40 something years to really give up, and now put 100% toward following him.
Yeah. I love the way you said that, where you said to give up.
Yeah,
because that's what
that's the hard part.
Well,
That's
that's
the
what so many times we talk about, accepting Jesus as Lord, and I'm like, well, Jesus is already Lord, whether you accept it or not. But it really, for me, it comes down to obedient surrender. Like, it's just, I'm done. Can't do anything.
And the thing with me is, all my life I've always been the guy that, especially in sports, you're the number one starter. You got to stop this losing streak. I put everything on myself all my life. I felt like I had to fix it. I felt like I had to support my family, money wise, or I felt, it kept on being like, oh, you got to fix this. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. You get to a point where you can't do all of it. You can't do it. So you have to just give up and give your life all the way to him. And until I did that, I was 45, 46 years old before I said, you know what? I can't do it no more.
Yeah.
And life has been so much simpler. I mean, it's just so much peaceful. I don't have near the worries I used to have. I always think I had to be the best. I had to, make sure I was, doing something for somebody else all the time to be approval, I guess you'd say, to have approval. And I put all that pressure on myself. Nobody really put that pressure on me, but I just felt like, everybody was looking toward me to be the number one guy. And finally, I just, I gave it up, and being in the book every night, learning more and more and more. It's just the peace I've had in the last 2 years. It's been tremendous.